Hey, we're here at Garden State Comic Con. Walking in right now. Let's see what we can pick up.
Where's our special guest? There's our special guest. My youngest daughter, Cassidy. You know what I'm looking for. Justice League 113. This is like the 5th convention we went to and I didn't find it yet. A little upset that the entrance fee is $30. We'll see inside. So we went to Garden State Comic Fest this recently. And we had a special guest, as you saw in our opening. My youngest daughter, Cassidy, came with us. She always goes to conventions with me when she's home from college. Mm-hmm. This one is a little bit different than most conventions because they have a lot of artsy stuff.
Yeah, I liked a lot of the craft stuff I saw. Yeah, there was a lot of really cool craft stuff.
They had
wood carvings.
Yeah, they had some wood carvings of horror icons. Yep. They were like $40 each.
Cassidy got one, didn't you?
Cassidy is going to show us one. And Cassidy's off screen right now.
It's a little preview.
She's going to join us in a second. They had a good Golden Girls one. The
Golden Ghouls.
Golden Ghouls, yeah. So this one's not only comic books and collectibles, it also is a lot of handmade stuff. Pocketbooks and I really liked the Lego wall.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
There was a whole wall of Lego stuff. There was what else were there? There were
the Simonsons.
The Simonsons, we didn't get to meet them. The line was way too long.
Yeah.
There was a wall of graded comic books, including a Crisis that looked awesome. There was a Stan Lee autograph that was phenomenal looking. The only problem we have with it,
very expensive.
Very expensive. There were some Star Wars items that were way more expensive than we've paid for them in the past.
Star Wars, nothing but Star Wars.
We have our first special guest, my youngest child.
Hello.
Cassidy, who's home from college. She came with me and Brian. Brian is now off screen.
I'm right here.
Because he didn't want the three of us to be in the video together.
I didn't say I didn't want to.
Multiple times. Cassidy's going to show us her haul from her first live video with Collector's Confession. Cassidy is an unofficial member of the Collector's Confessions team. Please stop opening the comic books. It makes a lot of noise.
Sorry.
So Cassidy, what did you get at the convention? This is Cassidy's haul. Our first time ever, Cassidy's haul.
So I didn't get a lot, honestly, but everything that I did buy is handmade and is all like art, so no collectibles.
Cassidy doesn't buy comic books.
No, I don't.
When we go to conventions, she buys a lot of art and a lot of like handmade stuff. She has a very large collection of prints in her room, and she collects Funko Pops, but I usually buy them for her, so.
Yeah, I do like a lot of, because like there's just so many different art styles of artists. So here's the first art print that I bought. So it is Appa from Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Cassidy just started watching Avatar:
I
The
did.
Last
My
Airbender.
friend just got me into it, and I am obsessed.
Cassidy is definitely a fangirl. She watches a lot of different things. Yeah. Star Wars, Marvel movies, DC movies.
A lot of animated things. Alright, so then the second kind of art that I bought is from the same artist. So I bought 2 prints from her. So one of Ahsoka and one of Jinx from Arcane.
So shiny.
I know. This artist, actually, her prices were really good. It was 2 for $25, I think. And they're decent size. And then, as they mentioned before, I did buy from a person who made like wood things, crafts. So first, I bought a flash wood for my father to add to his collection.
I have a very large Flash collection that we will be showing at some point.
I was about to say, there's not nearly enough Flash stuff down here.
Voice from Beyond. Please subscribe so you don't miss our full-length video on the 1990s Flash, and check back with our video on Flash's top 10 villains. Thank you, Cassidy. This will find a place probably on the wall. Actually, I'm going to put a magnet on it and connect it to one of the file cabinets.
And then from that same person, I'm a huge horror fan, and my favorite horror movie is Scream. So it is, I showed one of my friends and they asked me if it was a real knife. It is not a real knife. It is wood.
It is made out of wood.
But I thought it was really cool.
This is the actual name of the place, right? which is really cool. So if you're, looking for these things were awesome.
And she had, good prices too. This was $25, which for like a wood carving, I think is a really
Handmade
good price.
wood carving.
She had other stuff that I really liked. I just didn't want to spend too much money. And then the last things I got are purses. So
Cassidy collects purses just like her mother.
I don't collect purses. I like purses.
If you have more than two of a thing, it's a collection.
I did buy my mother, who loves purses.
You bought?
We bought.
We bought.
We split the cost of this purse. So a Disney Halloween purse, so that my mother can use it in the fall.
Guys, comment below if you want me to get Brian off and Cassidy will just take over and we'll get rid of him. We don't really need him anymore.
And then at first I was like, maybe I'll come back.
You made this happen, Brian.
I didn't make it happen.
At first, when I saw this purse, I was like, maybe I'll come back and buy it. I bought it immediately.
And these purses are handmade. There's
yeah, they're handmade, so it is really impressive. So it is a circular ghost face. I loved that the strap was also like blood splatter.
Show the back.
Yeah, and the back is also another print of Ghostface. And this purse was only $45, which again, for handmade things, I think is a very good price. So yes, that is my haul from the convention.
Cassidy, why do you like going to conventions?
Because I like all the different stuff.
Spending time with your father.
I was just going to say I'm bonding with my father.
We've been going to conventions together since Cassidy was
in 5th grade.
in 5th grade. There you
And
go.
I am now going to be a senior in college.
She has been at every single New York Comic Con since that time. That was probably the next. Actually, our next convention together is Terrificon,
Yes.
and then we'll Terrificon, then New York Comic Con, and Brian's coming with us for the first time to New York Comic Con.
I also always cosplay at New York Comic Con. I have tried for years to get him to cosplay, but he refuses to. So maybe if he gets enough comments, he will.
I will not. I do unique jerseys or shirts or something a different shirt every year. That's where the Flash jerseys from previous episodes come from. Cassidy, thanks for joining us on this episode.
Thank you for having me.
We're going to bring Brian back. Remember, comment below. If you want us to get rid of him, we can permanently. Thank you, Cassidy.
I'm back.
He's back.
If we get enough people commenting, maybe I'll cosplay for New York Comic Con as Wilson Fisk.
That would be good. There's a guy who actually cosplays as Wilson Fisk. We have a picture from last year.
Yeah.
He looks phenomenal. His body is built for Wilson Fisk.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. You got to think of some other...
I'm not quite tall enough.
You're not quite heavy enough either. Or wide enough.
Puck
That's a
from
good
Alpha
one.
Flight.
I've never seen that. That'd be a good one.
Yeah.
Comment below, what should Brian cosplay at New York Comic Con? So let's look at what Brian picked up at Garden State Comic Fest.
Yeah. I didn't get a lot of stuff either.
Yeah, because you spent $30 to get in.
Yeah, I know.
It was the most we paid to go into convention
In a long time.
Yeah.
But I did find some cool stuff that I couldn't pass up. What I was mostly focused on this time around was looking at all the independents that were there. There were a lot of people who were starting up their own little companies, publishing their first books and things like that. I was really interested in a lot of that stuff. The first one of those that I got...
So this is, Garden State Comic is really like a smaller version of a big San Diego Comic Con, New York Comic Con. It actually, if you want to translate it, it could be New Jersey's, it's probably New Jersey's biggest comic convention of the year.
Right. This is, excuse me, this is called Hexer Dusk. And it's put out by Third Eye Skull Studios, which is the brainchild of John Ostrander, it's a writer, and Jan Duursema, who created this. It's kind of a combination of like horror, space opera, magic sort of thing. Yeah, it's kind of imagine like a dark version of Saga mixed with The Witcher a little bit. And, the art is actually very, very good. And it tells a pretty entertaining, action-packed story. It's a self-contained story, which I like. And I would definitely keep an eye out for more of their stuff. Third Eye Skull Studios. Take a look for them online, too. The other independent thing I got was this magazine called Interdimensional, which comes from Bad Ink Productions. Check them out online. Find Bad Ink Productions online. You could find all their stuff there. It's a bunch of young people. I can't imagine they're older than their their early
Oh, this
20s.
was the table where there were the people who actually made it. Were sitting there.
Yeah, and we're selling
They
it.
were actually at the
And I had a
convention.
really fun conversation with them about Heavy Metal Magazine in 2000 AD, and a really interesting segue into Italian horror, which they seem to really like too.
We should see if we can get an interview with them.
Yeah, maybe.
next convention they're at.
Yeah, and this is written by longtime creative partners Evan Schultz and Lydia Roberts. And
They were there?
Yep, interdimensional. The cool thing is there's only
Signed
one.
too?
Yeah, they signed it for me. There's only one artist, Lydia Roberts, and she is able to work in sort of multiple styles. There is a lot of variation
How much did you pay for that?
in the drawing. This was, I don't even know, $10? $10, yeah. And if you take a look at how her style, she alters it from story to story. There's a lot of talent there. And the stories are written really, really well. If you're thinking something along the lines of heavy metal, definitely very influenced by European comics. Very cool.
So is
I
it the
really
only
like
thing that they put out that bad?
so far, no, there's one other thing. One thing they had, and I didn't actually have enough cash for this, they were selling cassette tapes that you listen to while reading it.
Ah,
It's like a
that's
soundtrack
something
to it.
different.
And the writer, Evan Schultz, he's the one who made the music. And he said it was kind of like Vangelis kind of music, you know,
Okay.
like Blade Runner sort of
Maybe at New
style.
York maybe they'll be at New York Comic Con.
If they're New York Comic Con, I will definitely get more stuff from them. Their stuff was cool. They were really cool to talk to. Really fun. It was really nice to meet like people doing some cool
they have
stuff.
a webpage or they have somewhere to go?
Yeah,
Their
Bad Ink,
stuff?
badinkproductions.com.
All right, there you go. Badinkproduction.com. We'll
And-
put a link at the end of the video too.
I also grabbed number 2 they have out, and number 3 is on its way.
And how can you get number 3?
I ordered from pre-order from the website.
Oh, so you already ordered. So Brian really liked this that much
Yep.
that he's ordered the other one.
really
So,
enjoyed it.
If you see this, check it out. It's nice to support some of the smaller. I mean, this is as small as you could get. There are
Yeah.
3 people
3 of 'em.
producing their own comic
Yeah.
book through their own comic book company.
Right. It's pretty great. The other thing I picked up, again, horror anthology from Aftershock. I met the artist who was at the table selling this, was Nicole Jelinek. She does one of the stories in here. It's really cool stuff. She was fun to talk to. Again, it's always nice to talk to a fellow horror fan about some obscure nonsense here and there. So yeah, this was good. After Dark is an anthology, just a lot like EC or Creepy or any of those Warren magazines. Lots of fun.
We did a whole
Good
episode on
stuff.
that, didn't we?
Yep, we did. We did an entire episode on the history of the Warren magazines. It picked up where EC left
So
off.
this basically is taking off where they leave off.
Yeah,
a
continuing that
modern day horror magazine.
Yeah, and I know you don't like these.
I do not.
Aftershock larger size things, but
hate
there's some good work in here.
There is
Really,
good.
really-
There could be good work in there, but I hate them for a personal reason. They do not fit in the file cabinets where I have all my comic books.
Look at this 2-page spread. 2-page
That's good.
post-apocalyptic.
We were just talking about how you like backgrounds. And
Yeah.
how that actually
You don't get a lot of
they don't get a lot of
backgrounds in modern
backgrounds.
comics.
They
Yeah.
cut corners with backgrounds nowadays.
And the last thing I got is a book, a used book I've never seen before. I like Harlan Ellison as a sci-fi writer and a horror writer.
That guy had a lot of old books at really good prices.
Yeah, really good. And I picked this one up. It's a collection from 74, 11 uncollected stories, none of which I had heard of before. So it was actually a nice find. Pretty cool. And a hardcover, of course.
So
Always
in
nice to
this
have.
episode, you don't only get 2 hauls, you get 3 hauls. You got Cassidy's haul, you get Brian's haul, and now you get my haul.
Here we go.
If you've watched our other haul videos and you've been paying attention to what we start every one of our hauls as we walk into the convention, as we started this one, I am specifically looking for one comic book. It is not a rare comic book. It is not a comic book worth a lot of money. It is the final issue of the 1990s Justice League of America series. Let's see me looking.
There you go.
That's right.
There it is.
I finally found, I wouldn't say it was a holy grail, but it was at the top of my list. I wanted to finish this because I am actually rereading the series, and I didn't want to get to the point where I was almost finished and couldn't read the last issue. This cost me $2. It's not valuable. It's just really hard to find because it's the last issue. So if I would have just bought this and I told the vendor, I said, I really was just looking for this, I would have been happy. But at this convention, there were tons, and I mean tons, of dollar bins. And there were actually some vendors had 50-cent bins.
Yeah.
So I went through 50-cent bins, I went through dollar bins, and I bought a bunch of stuff as I always do. If you watch our other videos, you know I usually end up with a stack.
There it is
I
again.
have another stack. And I bought some, and there's some keys in here.
Yeah.
Cloak and Dagger number 5. I'm trying to finish the whole series. This is a key. It is the first appearance of Mayhem. So this is our first key from the Garden State Comic Fest. Key number 1. Cloak and Dagger number 5.
Very nice. Can I take a quick look at that?
Yep.
Because I know these guys were created by Bill Matlow. I was just wondering if this was written by him. Because I got this thing for Bill Matlow stuff. Get to that
You
first
don't
page.
buy them, though.
Yep.
Bill Matlow.
Bill Matlow.
There you go. The first one. Number 2 on our keys is Captain Atom Annual number 1. It's the first appearance of Major Force. Major Force has appeared in a number of other things. It's a great name for a villain.
Yep.
Major Force. Captain Atom Annual number 2. I'm finishing the Captain Atom series. I always forget about annuals.
Annuals are
I always forget
a
about
little
them.
bit harder to find
They are.
than a lot of
Because
things for some reason.
I don't know why. They're
Yeah,
just
did you
not
notice
out there.
that?
Yes.
Yeah.
And I forget about them. Like when I'm collecting in numerical order,
Yeah.
like that 113 that I need, I know what I need next. Annuals never pop up on my radar until I see them. I'm like, oh, I need that one.
Yeah.
Superman: The Secret Years 4.
Nice.
Back in the late 80s, they had a lot of these limited series for Superman as a way to make extra money. Because your comics come out weekly, so Superman would come out once a week. Action Comics would come out once a week, and then your off weeks you would sell a limited series.
Yeah.
More annuals. The new Teen Titans Annual number 1. That is an awesome
George
Perez
Perez,
cover.
cool.
It's Marv Wolfman and George Perez. If you don't read
Classic team.
the new Teen Titans and you're a comic book fan, the writing and art paired together, this team is one of the greatest teams ever to work in comic books together.
Yeah.
And this is an awesome, I mean, look at that work on that cover. Alpha Flight number 85, just another series I'm trying to finish.
Always dug Alpha Flight.
Me too.
Always liked them.
Seems to be growing consistently, my list of things to finish. Captain America 305, Captain America vs. Captain Britain.
Oh, that's a great one. Awesome cover.
Awesome back to.
I love Captain Britain. He's one of my favorite
They did
characters,
the kids
actually.
comics. Marvel did a whole kids line
Star.
called Star
Yeah.
Comics.
Anybody interested in the history of Star? Maybe we do a history of Star
Let us know
sometime.
if you're interested in the history of Star. Brian would love to do a video on that.
Sure.
Nomad Limited Series, Issue 1. Issue 2. Issue 3. And Issue 4.
Is that the whole run?
The whole entire run
Nice.
for $2. That's 50 cents a comic.
Not bad.
Uncanny X-Men 185 with art by one of my least favorite artists,
John Romita Jr.?
John Romita Jr.
Really?
Yeah, not a fan.
I don't know.
Yep, John Romita Jr. Great writer in it though. Chris Claremont written.
Always, yeah.
John Romita Jr.
I think he wrote the X-Men for 16 years
That's
or something like that.
Imagine what was the last issue he wrote, the next issue after he wrote. How people must have been like, who's following Chris Claremont? Issue number 1 of the Adventures of the Thing. This is the Thing's miniseries. It's like the go-between between Marvel 2-in-1 and the Thing regular monthly series. This was the last issue I needed. Fantastic Four 327, a series that I'm collecting. I'm never going to finish because of the value on some of these.
Yeah.
But I'm trying. Fantastic Four 332. Great cover. Avengers 230. This is a great storyline when the Yellow Jacket is kind of turning on them. Avengers 243. The Third Key. This is the first mention of the West Coast Avengers.
Oh.
And guess who the artist is? Our old friend, Al Milgrom.
Al Milgrom.
Please take a look at our interview with Al Milgrom. It was way more fun
Yeah.
than we could possibly explain on here. He was such a great guy to speak with. Gave us so many stories about the comic book industry and his experiences with living with people and setting up the assignments. And
The Simons. He claims he set the Simons.
yeah, check it out. It was a good one.
Yeah.
Key number 4 The Avengers 262. It's Hercules versus the Submariner, and it's Submariner joins the Avengers for the first time.
Ah, that's neat.
It's a great cover, too. Mm-hmm. Now, here are some typical 1990s covers.
Oh, that is very 90s.
Avengers 3. I can't even read it. 63 because of the glare.
Mm-hmm.
That's the silver one.
Mm-hmm. Dissension.
Avengers 366. It's a gold one.
Whoa. That's pretty
We
bright.
really bought these just because of that.
We did. We did. We got suckered in.
Now I'm buying them in the dollar bins.
Yeah. It's crazy,
Magic
right?
number 3.
Mm-hmm.
Another limited series. I love the 80s, early 90s limited series. Could tell a story in 4 issues. See? Beauty and the Beast.
Mm-hmm. Not Ron Perlman.
Not Ron Perlman.
Or Linda Hamilton.
Nope. It's the Beast and... Who's the Beauty in this?
I don't know.
I haven't read it in
You gotta read it.
30-something years.
You gotta read it. You gotta read it.
Is it Dazzler?
Could be
I
Dazzler.
think it's Dazzler.
That looks like Dazzler.
I think
on the
it's
cover.
Dazzler. I think the Beauty is Dazzler. And I'm a big Dazzler fan.
Yeah.
So much so that I bought a Dazzler comic.
Yeah, Dazzler.
I'm down to needing 3 more issues of this.
And you have the complete Dazzler run.
Yeah.
That's a later costume for her.
Yes, that's towards the end they changed it. This
And
is
she was
number
in the
30.
X-Men after that.
Number 39.
Yeah.
They should redo her series. And of course, we always buy a Savage She-Hulk.
Always.
Brian makes fun of me.
Yep.
Savage She-Hulk 23. Last issue, I need to finish this one. Food Killer. Food Killer number 2. I loved this series when I was a kid. I don't know why. I think it was this whole thing with him not following any rules.
Because he didn't pity the fools. He killed them.
Did you miss the date?
That's a distinct difference.
While I was flipping through the boxes, my daughter was helping me, and she picked up some New Mutants I needed. We were flipping my phone back and forth, which has the thing. New Mutants 27.
Is that Bill Sienkiewicz's cover?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You say that every time, don't you? You notice them every time.
Yeah.
His covers are
great.
so different than any
Yeah.
other covers at the time. 35. That's not a him cover. 37.
Nice.
54. 62. 79. Guest appearance by Submariner. Also a big fan of. 78.
Is that Hella?
The Brotherhood of Evil Mutants. And Hella, yeah.
Yeah. Nice.
82.
Big dog.
And that's it. I bought a whole bunch of these. I'm going to try to complete this run because I had the big ones. First appearance Cable, which we gave away in our first giveaway. And the first appearance of Deadpool.
Right.
Avengers West Coast, another one. Hopefully I finish sometime this year. 59. 67. And 82.
Nice.
One more. 91. Which is our 7th key issue. It's the first appearance of War Toy. I don't know who that is.
I don't know who it is
I
either.
believe it's this character right here.
Ah.
But that's a 7th key. And then I have to pick this up. It was in the dollar bin.
Secret Wars.
Secret Wars number 9. It's actually the 3rd appearance of the black Spider-Man costume.
It's so funny. I saw that in there, and I thought of grabbing it, and I just said, "Nah," because I'm gonna have to get all
And
Secret
all
Wars.
Secret Wars.
then. Yeah, it's
and Secret Wars 8 is an expensive
it's
one.
so expensive. Yeah,
Yeah. Another series I'm collecting, Iron Fist, the Living Weapon, number 7.
that's good. That's a good story. I like that.
I know it really is.
I have that at home. It's a good one.
Mighty Thor 429. That's got to be the Simonsons, right?
Looks like it. Yeah, and he's fighting Juggernaut.
Fighting Juggernaut.
And what does it say? Ghost Rider up top? What is that? Oh, Ghost Rider's in there too.
So
Nice.
Ghost Rider and the Juggernaut.
Nice.
And finally, I bought a key that I had been looking for a while, and a guy had it for only $11.
That's not bad.
And this is one of the ones that I'm really happy I picked this up. So it wasn't in a dollar bin, but it's Nick Fury, Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. number 15. It's the first appearance of Bullseye.
I thought so.
If you look, the costume's very different than what you know, but this
Yeah.
is his first appearance. He first appears
Very cool.
in Nick Fury S.H.I.E.L.D.
and then becomes like
and then becomes a huge super
Big
villain
Daredevil.
in a Daredevil thing. But
Yeah.
This for $11 is a phenomenal find
That
for
is
me.
pretty good.
So we say every time we go through these holes, you got to check the dollar bins.
Yeah, you never know what you're gonna find.
Flip through everything you see. You never know what's going to be in those cheap bins. This for $11 is fantastic.
Yeah.
And all of those keys that I showed you before, those are from the dollar bin and the 50-cent bins. They may not be major keys, but they're keys. First appearance of characters, first time a character joins a team, first mention of the West Coast Avengers. Check the dollar bins. It hurts us when we say this, but check those dollar bins.
That's where you're gonna find a lot of good stuff.
I really love making these haul videos. These are probably my favorite videos to me. We go through what we bought. It was nice to have Cassidy as our first guest star. If you would like to be on our show, we are looking for collectors to come on our show
Absolutely.
and talk to us about their collection. If you're near us, we can come to you. If we want, we could do it via Zoom or whatever we use nowadays. We would love to have. We want Collectors Confessions to be confessions of other people.
Sure.
So email us at collectorsconfessions@gmail.com. Let us know you want to be on it, and we will arrange something. It's the summertime. Brian and I have a lot of free time right now. We're both teachers. We're not teaching in the summer.
You have more free time than I do.
I have a lot of free time.
I'm teaching in the summer.
As my wife said earlier, why don't you get a job this summer? And I said, I have a job. I make these videos. That's my job this summer.
Full time.
Full time. You ever see how much we put out? We're the hardest working team on YouTube. Thanks for watching. Love what you collect.
Collect what you love.
We'll see you next time.
Bye.